Hi there, Kirby lovers. My name is Branko, creator of One Kirby team, and I want to show you a little preview of layout builder, One layout builder. Let's create one example page, layout builder test. Okay. And let's add some layout. There are some pre-made layouts, but there is also an option if you want to extend something. You can also add your own layouts here, maybe something specific. Okay, let's select simple one first, and let's take some text from 01 just to have something to work with. Okay. Yes. So what we got is something really simple. We have only text in full width layout. Okay. So the most important thing is these settings here for layout section. Okay. We will skip grid for now and go to section. This is something you will usually set up first. Okay, when it is not converted to section, so it is not a section, then you are missing padding, top and down padding on your content. Okay, so in this case I'm getting it back. Convert to section. We have a section size. It is default padding, up and top and bottom padding. And we have small, x small, double small, small, large and double large. Okay, I will add now large padding, large section size, and change background to muted so we can see what we are doing. Okay, you see now the padding is bigger because we selected large and we have a muted background there. Okay, let's go further. Remove section padding. You can remove top, bottom and both paddings. You will see it is useful in various situations. Okay, now we have the next option is section shape divider. Okay, you can choose various inbuilt dividers like curve, fan, mountains and you have a custom, so you can add some CVG file content code here and have a custom made like we did in one of these projects. I think we did it here. Yes, we have a custom CVG here, just an example. Okay, so if we choose for example this tilt, it is just and select top shape divider on top, but we are not on the page we want to be. Okay, you see now we have this, but maybe if I change background to primary color, we define all colors in style compiler in 01. You see now we have like this a little bit different divider. Okay, but we now have a bigger padding, so now it is useful. This remove section padding, now we can remove top padding and it will look nicer. Yes, a bit nicer now. Okay, but yes, you can change shape divider or color depending on the next. So for example, if I change this to be shape divider bottom, okay, and save, so what will happen? We have white like this. So what do we need? We need, okay, I copied this color from the footer. Okay, and if I add that color here, it is bottom. I will change in size to okay, but this time I will remove bottom padding because now we have bigger here, and save what we have. Yes, now we have this. Looks like a part of the footer, actually isn't, but that's how these dividers work, but we don't need it at the moment. Okay, let's back to some white, add it top, and change maybe to some mountains, and 350. Okay, remove top just to see what we have. Okay, so this is something a bit more fancy. Yes. Okay, let's go back to section background. We have some hidden options here. Okay, secondary color, muted, primary, secondary, but we have custom options. You can have a custom background, custom color background. Okay, go to 100%, so we don't want it to be transparent now, and go for some bluish color. Okay, and now we have, yes, blue color. Yes, you can play here. There is so many things you can do. For example, now we have a light text color as default, so this is light, it is white in this case. So if we change it to dark, you see how that works. It is better dark if you have some lighter color like yellow or gray. Okay, and you have gradient overlay option, so you can choose to have, let's go some pinkish color. Okay, 100%. Okay, what it looks, here you go. So many options there. Gradient options, you want to go top to bottom, as you see this go to top to bottom, or you want to have a left to right, right to left, or for example to bottom right, like diagonal color. You see, now it goes a bit like this. Okay, now with colors you understand what can be done. Now we can add image as a background. There are many more options pop up now there, like how to center an image. Okay, let's upload something. Let's upload some, yeah, this puppy will do. Okay, now we have a puppy, but we this is still 100%. We want it to be a bit transparent, so let's go to some 40 is fine. We can add even some parallax background movement behind for the image. Okay, and now we have a puppy here. Yay. Okay, but puppy is a bit, yeah, we cut head, his head is missing, so we want to set that image more better. Okay, top center, image position top center, for example. Now when we save, yeah, it is, now it is better. But now we have this text that we don't want to be there. Maybe it is over the puppy, maybe it is better to be on the right. So here is a new feature in Kirby 4. You can now change layouts. So we will change this layout, for example, to this, and move this block on the right. Okay, what we have now it looks much better. Even if we change this heading to maybe some bigger. Okay, what is wrong with you? Okay, H2, and here we go, a little bit bigger. So but of course when you play with headings, to have more options, you can use custom heading. So you have more options for fine grain, size, style, color, align, text transform, or something like that. Okay, so we want it to be even more bigger. We can use this promo small size. So now it is bigger. Okay, this looks nice. Okay, so we covered basically what, yeah, you can add also a video here, whether it is upload or URL, embed code from anywhere, YouTube, Vimeo, but it can be anything else. Okay, image, and that's it. Very simple but powerful. You can create many things only by using section options. Okay, let's go now to grid options. Okay, but for grid options we could create one more layout section, maybe with 3 or 4. It can have, okay, let's have a 4. So also another thing, what is nice, you can copy paste blocks, block by block. Yes, although you need always one first, so you can copy later. Okay, text writer, past after, and you can paste it after that. And when we are here, we can duplicate this headline, so we can fill this this layout section. Okay, duplicate. Okay, and we can paste this below every one to have the same content in every column. Okay, copy paste things are saving us always. Okay, so what we have now we have a bit, yeah, but we have a super large headline text, so we need to change that. Okay, default. Now it should be better. Okay, now it is better. So you see, like this, as we talked about section, it is default padding. In this case we will also want to have a bit larger padding. Okay, now we go to grid settings. Default grid width, so this is that default width. You can of course change it width, small, large, double large. So what happens when we change to large? Yeah, this section is a bit larger. For this content it is even better. Okay, so grid width, very simple. Tablet columns width. So what happens by default on tablet view? Everything goes one below another. Column goes one below another. So we maybe don't want that. We want them to be half size. So if we set that here, now we have on tablet view, we have one by one. Sometimes not in this case, because this is a lot of content, but maybe when you use some logos or something to display smaller size, you can also on mobile have half size, third size. Expand and auto expand means, so here it is, if I add here expand, it expand every column to fill to fill the space it has, but it is filled in horizontal. Okay, expand and auto, it depends on, so if you have images of different widths, you can use auto to have some maybe creative layout. Okay, but we are getting this back to 1/2. So now columns vertical alignment. In this case, okay, this is good. In this case, every of our columns are the same size, but we will create one of a bigger size. Okay, it will be nice to add some maybe image. Okay, let's upload again some image. Puppies, always puppies. Okay, we will add one image. Okay, upload. Yes. Okay, but we need one image with maybe bigger height. Let's try this. Okay, so you see this image is a bit bigger than these columns. So, and columns are aligned, vertical alignment top. You see they are all aligned at the top. So if I change to the middle, they will be aligned to the middle. You see, now it is better like this. So depending on your content, okay, bottom, they are aligned at the bottom, and that's how that works. Okay, there are also two other options useful in various things, but that are some maybe advanced example. For let's check this, match height. So this makes that every column has the same height, but in this case, when you have text, it will add some additional padding between paragraphs and headlines. So maybe you don't want this. Stretch is similar, but you won't see it will look like top, but actually if you have two images it will show what is stretch. But I won't go into detail into this. This is some advanced example, advanced options for some advanced layout ideas. Okay, let's get these to top. And columns horizontal alignment. So what this means, if I remove this image. When I removed the image, and I will add one, we will explain this now, column options. So we have this block which gives options to specific options to column where you add it. So for this column I will use, so you can, with this block you can override column width. I will now override this last column width and add auto. Auto means it will be of a width of its content, but because it doesn't have content, it will not have width at all. So when I save this, okay, and what we added, I added columns horizontal alignment center. So what will happen now? Yeah, they will be aligned center. If I add right, you see, to the right, they will be aligned on the right, because with this we actually removed the width of this column. So further you can see how it works, space between. So it is for something, there are always some like special needs for some. Yeah, this adds space for both sides. Okay, so you know now how it works, horizontal alignment. Okay, but left is something that is the default. Okay, I will get back to expand one side later, because we have one special example for that. Columns gap. what it does. But okay, can I remove this? We will get back to that. Okay, duplicate. So we have everything filled. Okay. Columns gap. The default gap, okay. The default gap is here, you see it, but you can change the gap so it can be a bit large gap. Okay, now it is a bit larger, or you can even collapse fully the gap. It is needed sometimes when you have images or something. You want to remove some reason to remove the gap fully. Okay, let's go to default. You have column divider to add some line between. It also behaves okay on mobile too. It adds top. That divider goes top on mobile view. Okay, column divider, grid masonry. It is useful when you have, for example, when you use maybe this more complex layouts, for example, and you don't want everything to be one by one, so it can be it could look a bit creative with grid masonry. Okay, and grid parallax. Okay, interesting how that works. So you see columns move a bit, so depending on your presentation needs. Okay, so that's it. Very simple options, but also very powerful for things what you can do. Okay, and let's go to advanced options. Okay, but we will do that in this first block. Okay, so you can add the custom layout class, or you can add custom ID to layout. If you don't add the custom ID, there will be created one ID for every layout section. It will be automatically created. If you add here, you will have your custom ID. Okay, we have some visibility options, so you can do for some section, you can hide it on tablet or bigger on desktop, and or make it visible on tablet and desktop. This is useful, for example, if you have one design for desktop and that want to have a bit different design for mobile or tablet. Very useful in some situations. Okay, and you have option to add some animation, also animation delay. There are some nice animations, but for section, for example, scale down animation, it can be nice. You see, it just, yeah, I scale down, but always nice. Yeah, fade, scale up, scale down, slide top, camber, shake. Yes. Okay, and you can delay it. So if we add 1000 milliseconds or 1 second, you see there is a bit of weight. And it works as you add it down. So if we add one here, it will wait until you get slide bottom small, until you get there. Okay, so let's get this here. Okay, you see, and that just when we come down, yeah, it shows up. Okay, so we cover basic setting options. We have grid options for your width, and generally for columns distribution, and we have section for background color, shape divider. Okay, This option serves when you use, for example, if you use primary color, which automatically adds light text, but when you have in that primary color, dark color, you have, for example, cards in light color and you want light text, you press this, so in and those cards color remain dark and not light. Okay, so we have advanced section, and that's it. Those are options for layout, but we have more options to help you create your layouts. One of the most important is column options block. So we added this to this column. Okay, so we can override column width. So if I want this to be full width, so what will happen? It will override and it will be full width, no matter why. Here by default it is 1/4. Okay, so I will add it to, for example, half. So you can override it also on tablet columns. You want it different on mobile. You can override height. We will get back to that. Okay. Text. So you want to align something different. You want to align this to right. You don't want it to be on the left. So you see, now we have the first one aligned to the right. So you can be creative in your designs. Okay, let's go further. So we are on text. Okay, you can change font size, text transform, capitalize. Okay, and then we come to style options. You can also, so column style by default is none. You can create a card. Okay, default size, let it be default. Card background, I will add primary background. So what happens now with that column? You see, now we have that column created as a card. Automatically in primary, when primary background is used, a color went to inverted color. In this case it is white. Okay, so we are there in style. We can add hover effect. Okay, and that's it. For example, for that you can have a tile. It is a bit like a card, but it is different. I will go with details for this. You can experiment, and you can have a custom background, either text or you can add custom color. But let's say we want to use this. What happens with primary color background? You see, now you don't have padding. In card you have automatic padding. So what do you do now? You have further options in column options in utility section. You can add column padding, small, medium, large, or remove padding. Sometimes this is also useful. So if I add now large padding, yeah, now we have like this. But you don't want to stop that there. You want to add custom image, so you can also use custom image only for specific column. So here we go. You can have also background on the column, image position, cover, repeat. Okay, we can even add some parallax. Let's try some x-axis. Okay, x-axis moves left right. So this is how it goes. You can I can feel you already know, you have some ideas what can you create with these options. Okay, so we are at utility. We checked out style. You can even add video for background for column. We have this one page. where we showed some example. Okay, solid color, image background. Here it is as a video. This is okay, this is cards. You can see this column parallax when you add some images to it, how it looks. This is one advanced example we will create now. This is with tiles. This is with tiles, so you can be creative in your designs. Okay, utility, and we have some advanced session. Okay, beyond utility we have something else. We will show this in next advanced example, but here it is. You can add, for example, rounded border, and you can have a column shadow. So what we have here, we don't have shadow, and it is now we have a bit of shadow and we have a rounded corners. So this is really something to play with and be creative. Okay, advanced. Okay, and you can have a specific animation for specific column, although it is recommended not to have. If you have animation for the whole section, you shouldn't use additional animation for specific columns. It shouldn't be used both. Some browsers maybe don't support something like that. So if you use animations for columns, it is best to turn off animation on the section. Okay, so let's add here animation only for this column. Okay, let's have bottom small, some delay so we can see it. Okay, here we go. So when we come from the top, okay, here it is. So you can add various. So if you for example, if you can copy, look what happens. Look, I'll actually duplicate is much better here. What happens if I add here? You see, you will transfer the options on the next one. But if we do this, so okay, style, I remove this none, and I raise this to maybe 800 delay, so you can create some effect animation, but animation a bit later. You see, animation and a bit delayed animation. Okay. So we covered most options in column options block. Of course, there are more blocks that are for layout. You can have subgrid. So if you add that, you can have subgrid there. So let's try that a bit. I will change this, change layout, okay, to this. Okay, and now it is in 2, but I will delete the second one. Okay, so we can add a bit of subgrid here to be more visible, and here we can have more grid. Okay, text writer, yeah, we can use this and duplicate this. Okay, subgrid, and let's check it now. You see, now we have subgrid, and it can go in infinitely like that, but of course layout to be visible you can go too farther away. Okay, you can add subgrid. You can even use as some inner div for something, because you can add custom class. So for example, so what we added here, so if we UI kit we are using for front end, it has some classes you can even use. You can use on in these places, because every block and section have options for custom class, so you can combine things. So let's see here. Okay, alert. So if we add this to what's that? Okay, alert, and we add that. So what happens to that content? You see, now we have like we changed a bit of, but this is just example what happens when you add custom class. We don't want it to be like this greenish. Okay, it is subgrid, and we have a card option. It works similar like we have here to create column to a card, but in some cases it is better to use it like this. So you can add further card content. You have card options, card size, cover, card background, okay, media, link. So you have a whole card like this to be a link. So it is some a bit advanced options for card, more options than you have when you have in column options for specific column. Okay, and I will show one more thing. So this is, I won't go into blocks. It is, every block would need its own video presentation, but I will show one thing. For example, how we created this full width image text, but I don't want to create it right from the start. Oh, not there. Layout builder. Okay, columns magic. Okay, and here we go. So to have like this full width, what we needed here to do, we align things. We first added full width for the grid. Okay, we have a full width. Okay, tablet columns. Okay, that's for tablet. Columns vertical alignment is middle. Okay, so we want text to be here, not top aligned. Okay, but we had to do this columns gap, so we don't have the gap in between columns. We collapsed that. Okay, there is nothing there else, but in column options for the left one, so what we used style and added background image, but we also need to add column minimum height. Why is that? So when we go on, okay, on smaller device, okay, what happens when I remove this height? Okay, what will happen? Yeah, there is no more image. Because images on bigger screens, yeah, there is no image, because it needs some minimum height and minimum height. So the second column followed its height. So now when we add back minimum height, we have that image on both mobile, desktop, and everywhere. Okay, that's a bit of trick style, and that's it. For this we needed, because we did a collapse of columns gap, we needed also to give add large padding for this content. But there are many other options you can experiment. Also like this, when you want to add image and text beside it, and as a separate box, and so on. Also there are many box. These are cards, usage of cards. So when you add blocks, so you can have sliders, content sliders, CVG dividers. You can be creative with them. Okay, you see, you can create with content slider. You can create something like that. Here it is, content slider. Okay, image slider, content slider. You have also a slideshow. You can create some slideshows. These are things you can create by using columns and cards. You can create some pricing tables. You can display articles from blog on any page, latest projects. You can have product search, product list, featured product, custom navigation, all kinds of things, gallery, banners. Okay, and for content, very useful blocks. Okay, this was a short presentation of 01 Layout Builder. Thank you for attention, and see you soon.